All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike McDonell, and I am here today with Noelle Billings. Hi, Noelle.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I'm excited about this summer, the 31st summer of Kidventure Camp. It seems like only yesterday. Well, not really, but yesterday. And I'm really excited about Camp Round Rock. This is an area of town that we've really wanted to provide our summer camp programs in for a good while. And now we finally have that opportunity in conjunction with Round Rock ISD. So if you are viewing this online meeting, this is specifically about Camp Round Rock. And we wanted to give the opportunity for our Round Rock parents, families, and kids to hear from us and to learn a little bit more, not just about Kidventure in general, but more specifically about Camp Round Rock, which is going to be absolutely amazing. We'll have 2 camp programs there, and we'll talk about all of that here just momentarily. And I'm going to let in some people here, I guess. That's what I should probably do, huh? Are we do? Okay, good. I think they already came in. Good. That's easy. I don't think I had to let them in. So thanks for joining us. We are recording this so others can watch it if they don't have a chance to do that. But once again, my name is Mike McDonell. If you're just joining, I'm the president of Kidventure Camps and founder of Kidventure Camps back in 1994. And with me tonight is Noelle Billings, who is going to be our camps coordinator for Austin now, an integral part of Camp Round Rock. And so tonight we're specifically talking about Camp Round Rock and the programs that are going to be there. And so, and we're going to do a presentation in just a moment. And I'm going to run through everything kind of specific to Camp Round Rock. And depending on how many people are on here, we'll unmute everybody and we can do questions verbally. If we get a whole bunch of people on here, then we'll start the business of raising hands and maybe putting questions in chats and that kind of thing like that. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know with kids what the evening can look like. And hopefully that's a calm and peaceful one for you guys, and we'll get through this pretty quickly. But thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to turn my attention to the presentation now. I know that people will be jumping in as we move along, but that's okay. We can get to the end and have those questions. So give me 2 seconds, and let me get that. Noelle, give me a heads up when I have this fully up, please, if you don't mind. All right, are we up, Noelle?
Yep, you're all set.
Fantastic. Okay, this is Kidventure's Camp Round Rock presentation. We're going to talk just about Camp Round Rock, although the vast majority of this information impacts most of our campsites. Like I mentioned earlier, this is our 31st year of camp. We started back in 1994. The reason we started summer camp was pretty simple. We felt like while there were summer camps out there, we felt like they were kind of daycare in their approach. We felt like kids needed so much more opportunity in the summer to explore their world, to discover, to make independent decisions, to learn, to grow, and to be the best version of themselves. And we feel like summer camp is probably one of the most powerful and important platforms with which to help our kids grow. And for us, it's not really about camp in the moment. Yes, it's fun, it's exciting, it's amazing, the kids have a great time, but we're more concerned with what camp can do to help build the lives of our kids. So what we talk a lot about at Kidventure is outcomes, right? We want our kids to walk away from camp each day having a better sense of self-esteem, better sense of self-worth. We want them to learn soft skills. We want them to be a little bit more courageous, have a little more grit, learn how to create and foster real positive relationships, and get out from behind a screen and do that in real time with real people. That's really what Camp Kidventure is specifically all about. And so these are kind of the basics of Camp Round Rock, okay? So at Camp Round Rock, there will be 2 camps. These are 2 independent camps with their own director, their own staff, and their own age groups, okay? And I'll start off with that, and let me break that down. So the first camp at Camp Round Rock at Patsy Summer Elementary School is called Discoverers. Now, that is our early childhood camp for 3s, 4s, and 5s. And Noelle, talk to us a little bit about that program in general, and I know we're going to break that down here in a little bit.
Yeah, so our Discoverers, those 3, 4s, and 5s, they are getting to learn a lot of those fine motor skills. They're working on their creativity, that physical activity, really just encouraging healthy development, imaginative learning, and building their self-confidence as they explore and discover their world around them. We have lots of cool activities that are tailored specifically to them, that are also geared up and down towards those younger ages and towards those older ages as well. And they have their own chill time. They have their own archery equipment, which we'll talk about. So they have a lot of stuff that's geared specifically for them and their development at this time.
Yeah, and I think that's important to note. Even though the program is 3 through 5, or even with Explorers 1st through 5th grade, we still break those kids out into smaller groups and scale those activities age appropriately for them, whether they're 3, 4, or 5. They do come together for KV Live, which we'll talk about, when they're eating, where appropriate. But our curriculum is very specific to the individual child's aptitude at that given moment in their growth period. So let's just keep that in mind. The second camp program, which they affectionately like to call themselves the Red Shirts, is called Explorers. And so this is for kids entering 1st grade in the fall through 5th grade, entering 5th grade in the fall, right? So this is our school age program. This is kind of the vast majority of our kids are kind of explorers. Once again, age appropriate there. No 12-year-old wants to go to camp with a 6-year-old, and neither should they. So we break them out into small groups, and there's your ratios, 1 to 12 for the explorers, and that ratio for discoverers is 1 to 6. Okay, we'll talk about the activities here in a moment. Camp at Camp Round Rock is going to be June 2nd through August 1st. And what that means is that is comprised of 9 one-week sessions, Monday through Friday, with the exception of 2 days, 4th of July, holiday, Juneteenth, 19th, holiday. Otherwise, it's Monday through Friday. Regular camp time is 8 to 3. And then we have an optional post-camp from 3 to 6, which a lot of our kids are participating in for some period of time, if not all of it, okay? And of course, the camp location is going to be at Patsy Summer Elementary School, which is at 16200 Avery Ranch Boulevard there in the Round Rock District area. So there's your basics, right? Important to know is our mission, because it really provides the foundation for the last 31 years for everything that we do, right? Because it's more than camp. And it's our mission just to help build the self-esteem, self-worth of every child. And we do that through our every action. We believe that every child possesses this innate ability to learn and succeed. And our goal as mentors, guides, camp counselors, is simply to lead children towards a happy, healthy, and responsible lifestyle. And while succeeding in building physical skills is great, teaching children to love themselves and love learning is one of life's greatest lessons. And at Kidventure, we've always thought of ourselves as more than just a camp, okay? So there's a little bit of philosophy on us. And with that, Noelle, can I turn over Discovers to you and you run through this, and I'll kind of listen to your verbal cues and move those slides for you, okay?
Totally. Yeah. Our Discovers, that's that 3 to 5-year-old age group. They have a 1 to 6 ratio. So that means that there is 1 counselor for every 6 kids. And that is also how they'll operate in small groups too. They'll have really intentional time together in that small group to encourage lasting friendships, do that team building, and really work on our character traits of the week as well. So really building that character through all that they do. They get to participate in our rock climbing, splash day. Rock climbing, we bring in a rock wall every other week. They get harnessed in. They can try if they want to. We celebrate them as they take those challenges and move forward. Splash day, we'll bring in some exciting activities to get them out of the heat, as well as, of course, encouraging friendships in each of our activities. We have lots of cool curriculum projects. So we build our curriculum specifically for this age group. So they'll focus on different creative things, different explorative things, as well as time to reflect and build those friendships as well. We have a really cool thing called Novel Effect. I don't know if anyone has heard of this or any teachers have been using this in their classrooms, but it's really cool. As we're reading a book with our campers, we have a little sound effect thing that matches to that book. And so it kind of brings that story to life.
It is definitely one of my favorite curriculum modules that we do. It's so cool. And one of my favorite things to do is come in and actually read a book. You read the book and it's through an app, and then it goes through like a Bluetooth speaker or speaker system. and it adds the background to that story based on your verbal cues. So if I'm talking about a rabbit, you will hear a rabbit hopping and you'll hear the wind blowing in the background. And what it really does at the end of the day, if it does nothing else, is it provides this really great interest and love for reading, even if a child doesn't know how to read a word, right? It introduces them to the idea of reading in such a dramatic, kind of a 3D kind of a way. And so anyway, thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, it's definitely a favorite of our staff as well. And a lot of our curriculum projects will also be built around those stories and the lessons that they're learning in those stories. So that's a cool connection that they get throughout the week. And then I'm not sure if there's another one. Oh, well, I will still go on a little bit about Discoverers because they're so fun. They also get something we call chill time. So that's just time in the middle of the day for them to take a break and relax. They can take a nap if they'd like, or just do some kind of quieter, more low impact activity to give them that break throughout the day. So we definitely try to tailor our activities as well as our structure of our schedule to that age group and their needs.
Yeah, and I will say this about the Discover program. It's probably our fastest growing program. It is an active program. I'm going to say that right away. What we don't do is sit behind screens and watch movies. Our kids have rotations, morning rotations, and we'll kind of go over a sample day in a little bit. Afternoon rotations, we do plug that chill time in there. So if you got that kid that just needs to have that regular 45-minute nap, that's going to happen. Some kids like me, I would have never napped. You could not put me down. Neither would I have been forced to nap, which we don't do. But we do have a period of time after lunch where we catch our breath, maybe some music, maybe a little bit of reading, and then we're back at it with our rotations in the afternoon. So an active program to be certain. All right, Explorers. This will be our school age program. 1 to 12 ratio, groups of 24 campers will rotate around together. Once again, besides all the activities, which we'll talk about, a big focus on building character, self-worth, right? Every week has a character trait. It's just it's baked into Kidventure, has been, and a lot of families who come to Kidventure come specifically for that kind of reason. So every day begins with an opening ceremony. I mean, our day camps are like overnight camps. So if any of you parents have ever been to overnight camp, that is kind of the feel, the spirit, the vibe of day camp at Kidventure. So opening ceremonies are usually a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, talking about expectations for the day, setting the stage for how we treat each other with our 3 R's, respect yourself, respect others, and respect your surroundings. And then we break out into small groups, and really that's the heart and soul of camp, right? That counselor group, your child with a group of other kids and their counselor that stay together the entire week, and they form those bonds, and they've got secret handshakes, and they might paint their face on Fridays a certain way. It's just, there's a lot of pride in those groups, okay? And that's opening ceremony. Rock climbing, as Noelle mentioned before, all of our kids get to do rock climbing. It's amazing. Swimming, we'll have splash days. We don't have a pool, obviously, at Patsy Summer, but we do have splash days at camp. And then we might have field trips that have swimming involved in those, and we can talk about those in a little bit. Special events and parties. Every Friday is a carnival. Or we'll have guest speakers come. Art and science, STEM and STEAM-based program curriculum has been it's been coming to our curriculum a lot more the last year, and this year more so too. So hands-on projects, getting messy, learning through discovering, learning through exploration. That's what we love. That's kind of how we love kids to learn. Field trips is a huge part of our program. So every week, our kids will go on a field trip. We've done field trips for 31 years. We use luxury tour buses with seat belts. We travel to places that are, number one, safe for our kids, and number two, provide value and reward for their experience, right? And they love it. I mean, they think that, riding on those buses is the coolest thing in the world, but we actually go a lot of really great, wonderful places that enrich their week and their camp experience with us. Every week we do camp awards. Fridays is camp ribbons for everybody. Team building is a big part. We have a separate staff called the Adventure Crew that will visit camp, and they'll provide team building opportunities. They'll put our kids in small groups, and they'll play a variety of games that help promote and teach problem solving, trust, communication, cooperation. These are things, if our kids don't learn when they're young, they have a very difficult time learning when they're 35 and 40 years old. So it makes sense. It also helps them form relationships and foster those relationships too as well. Athletics, camp games, of course, right? When you think of athletics, you think of the traditional things like maybe soccer and maybe field hockey or whatever it might be. But we do a lot of camp-based games. I know everybody knows about Gaga now, but we do a lot of things that you've never heard of before. 9 Square in the Air and some other things that are sort of overnight camp related games that we bring into the day camp setting that the kids absolutely love and love being a part of. And then exploration. Look, you know, a lot of our day is structured, right? We want to introduce our kids to a variety of activities. We like taking a holistic approach to camp, but we also like building in time where kids can make independent decisions for themselves, explore their world. They can play on their terms, right? That's also extremely important for the proper development of our kids. And so we balance that. Closing ceremony, of course. I mean, closing ceremony is like opening ceremony, but we wrap up the day. We talk about the day. We debrief about the day. Your kid's counselor will sit with them and they'll talk about what was the highlight of your day. You know, we call that apples and onions, for example. Of course, making friends. Archery is a big deal. Even our little kids, now we have these archery bow and arrows that are fitted for our younger kids, 3s, 4s, and 5s. They'll learn how to be archers. They'll learn target practice when they get a little bit older and explorers. Then we play archery tag, where they're actually shooting arrows at each other. They're soft marshmallow tipped arrows and they wear gear with that. Love that. And you can see at the bottom there's our Gaga pits. A lot of kids play Gaga now, but that's a game that came out of the camp world. All right, so that's kind of an overview of the Discoverers and the Explorer program. What I'd like to do now is kind of give you a sense of what the day is like, okay? And with that, Noelle, can you kind of run us through at least from like 15,000 feet, what a day looks like?
Definitely. So we'll start drop off around 7:45. Kids will come in. They'll get to hang out, talk with their counselor, start making some friends, play some games. And then at about 8:30, we'll start those opening ceremonies, that big pep rally type thing, lots of music and dancing and way to break the ice for our campers, set them up for the day. And then we'll go into our morning rotations. So these are those larger groups, usually 2 small groups put together. And they'll rotate into those curriculum activities that include physical activity, rock wall, archery, tag, creative, explorative, lots of different activities that they'll rotate through. Then they'll have lunch. We'll have midday rally, which is just another time to re-energize for the rest of the day. Our Discoverers will also have chill time sometime after that midday rally as well. And then our afternoon rotation, same thing. They'll go through those specific activities that we've designed with character building, team building, and friendship making in mind. Then at 2:30, we'll do our closing ceremonies, wrap up the day, talk about, you know, what we did, reflect on things we've learned, things we enjoyed doing, talk about the next day and get excited. And then at 3, they'll all go home. My saddest part of the day is camp is over, but from 3 to 6, we also have our post-camp hours, which also have their own specific curriculum built in so that every day is some kind of holiday like donut day, Lego day, something fun for them to do in that kind of aftercare type hours.
Yep. A couple things to note about that daily schedule. When we talk about drop-off and pickup, that is curbside. So our parents will stay in their car. We will escort their kids out of the car and into camp. And then we'll do the same thing at the end of the day. We have moved to, so we have a Kidventure app, our own specific app that you'll download. That app serves a great purpose, or a couple different purposes. One, it'll provide you with notifications. So it could be maybe inclement weather, or tomorrow's crazy sock day, don't forget your socks. Or we're changing up the drop-off location because, I don't know, the school has some construction or something. Those notifications are important for parents, okay? The second is we take pictures during the day. We don't take pictures every moment of every day, so I wouldn't hang on the phone, but we do take a lot of pictures, and it's a way for our parents to sort of keep up with what's going on at camp. And then the third reason, there's another reason too, you can also register for it, but the third reason I really want to highlight, which is new for this year, is that is your specific account on your app will create a unique QR code for your child or each of your children, right? And that is how we drop off and pick up. We will simply scan that QR code. That timestamps them into camp. When they're done, that'll timestamp them out of camp, okay? You can have an additional pickup that just needs to be on the registration form, and they have to be authorized by you. And then they'll have to have that QR code that you share with them. But that is our safety system. We have piloted that for our spring break camps, and it went swimmingly. And it really sped up the line too as well, made it really easy once our parents kind of knew what was going on. And we'll have webinars about that as we get a little bit closer in the month of May. But that's a daily schedule. KV Live is a unique program for our Discovers. It happens once a week. When I talked about field trips earlier, if you have a Discover, you might have been like, oh my gosh, are they going to field trip my 3-year-old? And the answer to you emphatically is no, we are definitely not field tripping 3s, 4s, and 5s. Rather, we bring the field trip to them. So each week we bring a vendor, a professional, a group, a drama department, somebody, some group that to augment the curriculum and what we're doing that week, doing things that are very unique, the things that we normally would not do at camp or don't have the expertise to do at camp. And it's an amazing program for our kids. They anticipate that each week. It is facilitated on site right there at the school. And it's developmentally appropriate too. So it might be a puppet group like I think we have here, or the wonderful bubble lady who comes out and creates these gigantic bubbles that our kids get inside of. And it's just really a neat program. And that's called KV Live. Field trips are going to be for our older kids. They're going to take place once a week. We take a chartered bus with seatbelts and air conditioning. Once again, we're going to venues that we've done for many, many years. Many of those, we rent out the entire thing because of the size of Kidventure. And we have 6 other campsites in Austin as well operating. They're very well organized. They're very well planned out. And they're very, very popular with all of our kids. All right. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the most important part of the camp program for your child. And it is really not curriculum. It's not art. It's not science and gaga and rock climbing wall. It is their camp counselor. It is your camp team. And by far, it is the most important part of your child's success, their ability to love camp, their ability to grow and to thrive in camp, you know. And we know that, and we've known that for 31 years. Right. And I oftentimes will tell parents, you know, give me a dusty field and a half blown up ball and give me incredible people who want to make a difference in the life of a kid. And I'll give you a great camp program. Right. But you can have the best facilities in the world and the best curriculum and all the amenities and everything and have a lackluster team that's just trying to have a paycheck in the summertime, and you do not have a camp program. We poll our kids after the summer, and about 90% of them on the question, what do you remember most about camp? 90% of those kids will put the name of their counselor. And it's that important, right? And there's a reason, and I've thought about this for 31 years, right? A camp counselor is not a parent. It's not a teacher. They look like an adult, but they kind of act like a kid. And because of that enigma, I think, it really opens up a kid to really being mentored really appropriately and valuably by that counselor. We are very unique in the industry. Most camps in the state of Texas have to be licensed. We have been licensed always. And those ratios for that licensing are 1 to 20 or 1 to 25, depending on the program. One person's supposed to be first aid and CPR certified. We take that way past that. All of our team are adults, right? The vast majority are teachers who are typically younger, who aren't burned out. They want to be with a camp program like Kidventure because they get to let their hair down and teach in an environment that they wish they could teach in a classroom setting, to be honest with you. Or they're college students in the education department, kinesiology, social work. They're already vested in the lives of kids. They want to do something with kids for the rest of their life. And being in a summer camp environment provides them with the opportunity to build those skills and to contribute to what they want to do and what their heart calls them to do. So all are adult. Everyone at Kidventure is in uniform. You can see those right there. Everyone is first aid and CPR certified. Everybody has a national background check nationally. And they go through extensive training. We are in the midst of training season right now. So we've already worked on our managers. We have directors retreat coming up. Then we'll have counselors. And most importantly, and you'll see this from the get-go, they just love to spend time with your kids, and they want to make a positive impact in their life and in your community. All right, so there's the team. Let's talk about what's new for 25. For a lot of you, Kidventure is going to be new, right? Because we're in a new area. But we are not a new program to many families. And I want to sort of highlight kind of the things that this year will be different. First of all, we have a new caterer for our lunch program this summer. We're very excited about. You have the option to order off the lunch program this summer. And it's made from scratch. You have the option for vegan or vegetarian or gluten-free. And we've tried the food, and it's absolutely incredible. Great portions. And so that's something a little bit new for this year. The QR code, which I mentioned for pickup and drop off, new for this year. We're extremely excited about that. Have already piloted that program. We have upgraded our team building curriculum, added some new things in there, thrown in some really crazy, fun, new apparatus and things to help our kids grow and to learn. We've enhanced our curriculum with even more focus on character building and friendships. And this year, the theme is called Passport to Adventure. So if you go to the website and you see this crazy looking island with all these destinations, well, that is camp for the summer, in a sense. That is the order of weeks. So each week is a destination, whether that's Base Camp or Lightning Lagoon or Tanglewood Wilds. And we build the curriculum around that destination, okay? The kids are going to get a passport book that looks almost just like your regular United States passport, but it's a camp passport. They got a place for them to put their name in there and draw a picture of themselves, and has all the weeks. And on Fridays, their week gets stamped. And they have a place in there where friends can write their notes for each other and their memories of camp. So it's not just a great way for them to track the week, but it's also an incredible little keepsake, I think, for summer camp too. We're excited about that. And we've added some new activities this year. Silent disco. We have our own silent disco program and system now, which we will be facilitated once again by our adventure crew, which is that visiting, high energy, amazing group that will come and visit camp during the summertime. And so there is Passport to Adventure. That is the, now you see 10 weeks on there. We're running only 9. So one of those weeks we're not doing at camp, but in totality, we'll do a total of 10 weeks. All right. So communication is a big part of what we do at Kidventure. I would rather over-communicate with you than under-communicate with you. I talked about the app. That's one way that we communicate with you. The other way is that we email you, right? So we're going to be emailing you things. And one of those emails is 12 days prior to each week attending, we'll be sending out an email. And in that email, it's going to have camp details. It's going to show you where you're going, what the date is you've signed up for. You already have this if you've registered because you got a confirmation email. But look, it's the summertime and you're going on vacation. You're going to grandma's house. Then you're coming back and got camp. You might need a reminder on that. So we're going to remind you when drop off and pickup is in post camp. And any special notes for that week are going to be in there too as well. We'll have the lunch menu, and we'll have some other things in there like your allergies. If you put allergies on there or they're taking medications or something like that, that's going to be on that email too as well. Okay. Did I miss anything on that, Noelle?
I think that's it. Yeah, it's basically just a big reminder of what you signed up for, the information you've provided, and then you can look it over and be like, oh, I missed a note about an allergy that I want to include. It's a great time to go ahead and include that so we can make sure that information is provided to the directors on site so that they're fully prepared for when your camper does get to camp.
Yeah, so just so you understand, when we, the week before each week of camp, we're running a variety of different reports. That could be medical, that could be, grouping of kids reports, that could be allergies. And so it's real important that you put all the information in there that you feel is pertinent for your child's experience at camp, okay? If they're taking medication, if they have allergies, these are things that we need to know. Why? Because we need to plan for them. We need to plan for them the week before as well. All right, so if you've not registered, I'm going to walk you through this. It is not a big deal. It's really 3 easy steps, right? The first thing is you're going to go to the website, and anywhere you see a register here, you can do that, okay? And you'll get to Camp Round Rock. When you get to Camp Round Rock, it's going to list all the weeks. It's going to have weeks for discoverers. It's going to have weeks for explorers. If you have multiple kids in the same family, not a problem. But choose your child's age group, select your ideal camp location, which in this case is going to be Camp Round Rock. And then you're just going to choose the sessions and any add-ons that you want. If you want lunch, if you want post-camp, those things are going to be right there for you, okay? You'll head to the cart and you'll pay at least the deposit for those weeks, okay? You can pay in full, but it's up to you. Deposit isn't due until 12 days prior to each week attending, okay? If you get in there and a camp session is full, then there's a wait list you can automatically add yourself to. I always urge parents to go onto the wait list because there's no cost to the wait list. People change their schedules during the summertime, so we're almost always moving people out of the wait list and into. And the moment somebody cancels a week, it will automatically take the next person, email you, and give you 24 hours to make that decision. If you take 25 hours to make that decision, it will put you at the bottom of the list again. So make sure when you get that email that you act upon that, okay? You will get, and I'm going to turn this off now, you will get a confirmation email as soon as, did I quit it? There we go. Let's see. I got to get back to here. There we go. You'll get a confirmation email as soon as you register, okay? And I will tell you this, that in that confirmation email and at checkout, it will create a unique URL for your family, okay? It's going to create a unique link that you can share, and it's called the referral link, all right? And if you send that referral link to your friends and your family or to complete strangers, I don't really care, and they register through that link, then it will automatically deposit $10 per session into your camp account, with which you can use for tuition and merchandise or lunches or whatever you want to. It will also give them a $10 discount on camp, okay? So I know a lot of parents already have a fair amount of money in their bank account, but it's a win-win-win. It helps us, particularly in new areas like Camp Round Rock, where we want to spread the word about Kidventure. It gives you the opportunity to participate that, and at the same time, you get a discount on camp. The other discount that we have is for multiple children. So if you have 2 children in the same family, there's a 10% discount. That you don't have to do anything about. When you register them both together, it'll automatically calculate that for you, okay? So we've kind of reached that point for Q&A. And what I'd like to do is, I don't really, there's not too many people in here, is there? Let's do this, y'all. I think I can y'all unmute yourself? Do you know that? Let's do questions right now. Let's go for Q&A. If you have any questions, unmute yourself, and we'll try to, Val, I think you unmuted yourself. Val, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Val. Appreciate it, by the way. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there's any kind of crossover between the different age groups. I've enrolled a 3-year-old, and then I guess going into the next group he'll be 6, or he'll be going into first grade, but he's 6 right now, so I think he's in the next group session.
Yeah.
Are there crossover?
Yeah. Okay. So are they going to see each other during the day? Are there moments in the day where they can see each other and hang out or something like that? There are a couple. Opening ceremonies, everybody's together. Closing ceremonies, everybody's together. Those 2 times in particular, they can see each other. But, you know, for the most part, the rest of the day, they're going to be on rotations and they're going to operating in their own individual camps. Does that help answer that question for you? I hope it did. Okay, great. If you want to ask a question in the chat. You can also put your question in there too as well if you don't want to verbalize that question. So not a problem there. Val, did that hopefully that answered your question, Val? Okay. Other questions anybody has?
Man,
Mike,
I can't make it work today. Sorry.
That's okay. You're good.
I
Don't
missed your answer.
don't tell me this is the first time you've used an online meeting program, right?
No, my internet is apparently terrible right now. Sorry.
You're totally fine.
Yeah. So my
Someone else
question
had a
was, is there
question.
crossover between like just age groups?
Is that
at
what
any
you
point?
meant, Val, by crossover?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old and then I have an almost 7-year-old. So I'm just wondering if they'll like see each other, obviously for my 3-year-old's confidence level or things like that. I don't really matter. It doesn't matter, but I'm just wondering.
They will. They'll walk into camp together. They'll see each other in that opening and closing ceremony times, but then they're also going to have time apart for themselves to build that confidence and to do their own thing, appropriately. So hopefully we'll balance that a little bit for you guys. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question though.
Hey, Mike, this is Sajid here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike. So, yeah, I mean, great presentation. Really loved. We are excited to kind of join our kid. So, my kid goes to Patsy Sommer,
Okay.
will be in grade 2 next year.
Okay.
We've registered him for all the 9 weeks.
Super.
I had 2 questions. Question number 1, I still have this confusion around this referral link, right? Because when I go in, log in, I don't see any specific, button or anything that tells me this is how you can go ahead and refer. So I was not able to figure out how to go ahead and send my referral link to others.
Oh, the
Uh,
reference. Okay. So did you see your confirmation email?
Yes, I did have my confirmation email.
Okay. On that confirmation email is your unique URL. You can copy that from that, and
Okay.
then you can paste that into social or a text or anything. That's how most people do it. If it's on the checkout, but it's kind of crazy because when you check out, then you're gone from the checkout and you can't get back to the checkout to grab that. But we've had it embedded into the confirmation email. Okay.
Got it. Noted. Okay. I'll go through that one more time. The
Super.
other question that I had is, I did mention that my kid is part of the general education classroom. However, still had a little bit of speech delay in the past. I mean, right now he socially interacts and all that.
Yeah.
But has something called as an SLP program, which is called structured learning program, where
Mhm.
30 minutes in a week he is pulled out of speech and all that. So he's there, but almost there, but not fully there, right? So
Sure.
at home, we do like in-home kind of an ABA post-school hours
Yeah.
where the RBT comes in for just 2 to 3 hours. So in a week, it's about 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So we were exploring to see if the RBT, the only opportunity for him is the social setup. Currently, he can speak, he communicates well, he loves to socialize.
Sure.
However, we are in that last phase of ABA where by end of this summer camp, I think we are dismissing him from that ABA because he's almost caught up. So we wanted to see if there is an option where we can work with your team to get the RBT be present physically just for like 9 to 10 hours a week. And we can figure out the days. But yeah, I mean, that way it's going to help the kid with socializing and any opportunity areas that the ABA person can work with.
Yeah. So the answer to your question is yes. We do that for a variety of kids during the summer, and not just for speech. Speech is one of the more popular things that we do. We'll have kids pull out for that, but it might be play therapy or something else too as well. And so, if the therapist is coming to the school, then we would just need to make sure that her credentials. We have a background check on her.
Right.
That's all.
Correct.
And then we would want to look at the schedule. If you have flexibility, obviously choosing certain hours might be better than other hours, right?
Right.
Not during a KV Live or something like that, or a field trip day or something like that, right?
Correct.
That's the kind of thing that you just need to call the office, and then we would have Noelle would probably work with you and the director of the camp program to schedule that out with you, and that would be put on the director's schedule at camp so that the expectations there would be that we were having that therapist show up at a certain time. We would let them in. We would facilitate a room for that child and make sure that gets done for you. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So this, do I have to just call up the regular number and talk to someone?
You got it. Just you're looking at it right there. Just call Noelle.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep. Other questions anybody has? All right, I'm going to throw a couple things out there that might be on your mind or might not. And they're questions that we get a lot of. If my child is taking medications during the camp day and it needs to have those, whether those are prescription or over the counter, we will need a medical dosage form filled out. Okay, that medical dosage form is in your confirmation email. It will be in the weekly newsletter that we send home to everybody on Thursday prior to your Monday when you attend. And that newsletter is really important, right? So we'll email you a link to your newsletter. It is a mobile ready newsletter that's going to have everything in there that you could possibly think of, organized very efficiently. How to get to camp, where to drop off, a medical dosage form link, highlights for the week, wear your shirt backwards on Friday notice, that kind of thing like that. Okay. And you just want to keep that on your phone, y'all. It's like, if you have that, you pretty much have everything that you'll need. Okay. But the medicine, though, needs to be submitted when you drop off your child that first day in its original container, with that medical dosage form printed out. Okay. It's always good if you do that ahead of time. Otherwise, we're going to have you pull over out of the carpool line and get you to do that with a form that we have there. Okay. And there you go with medications. Okay. And then the director administers those medications. They're kept in a lockbox. And then we log all administration of medication as well, too. Okay. I know that's a question that comes up quite a bit. Okay. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Y'all are an easy audience, by the way. I'm going to tell you all that right now. I am recording this, by the way. So if you have family or friends that miss this, or people that want to watch it, I'm going to get it posted on, what should we do? How should we do that, Noelle? This is a private one. So I'm going to email it out to all of those who are registered. If you're not registered, I'll probably put it on my YouTube page too as well. That way you can watch it there. Okay. We are always available to answer your questions. If you have specific questions or you want to go into more detail about your child or a particular situation, all you got to do is give us a call. We have no chat bots at Kidventure. We only have human beings that will spend time with you and talk about camp with you. So please feel free to reach out to us at our Austin number. You can also email us at austin@kidventure.com. We have a series of webinars that we have already taken place. If you go to the website, and you go under, what's at the top of the page? Parent resources, right? Resources. Under there, there's a tab called webinars. We have upcoming webinars and we have embedded recorded ones. We already did Discovers. We did one specifically on Explorers, and we have ones coming up for Leads and overnight camp. So that's a great place if you want to learn more about Kidventure. And then we're going to be at the carnival at Patsy Summer on Friday. So if you go to Patsy Summer and you're at the carnival, come say hi to us. I think we're providing some activities and trying to meet more parents. But with that, does a buddy request ensure two campers will be in the same group looking to refer some of my child's friends? As long as they're the same age, Val, or relatively the same age. The problem arises when I have like a 12-year-old who wants to be buddied up with a 6-year-old. And I'm just telling you, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
The 12-year-old doesn't. So as long as they're the same age and our curriculum is geared toward them, then yes, we're going to do everything in our ability. And it's rare that it doesn't happen.
Okay.
Unless I got like 14 kids that do a buddy request for the same group, and then I'm going to have an issue. Then I'm going to have 7 and 7 or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Yes, and we take the buddy request very seriously. Look, kids want to go to camp with their cousins and their friends and that kind of thing.
Sure.
And that's completely awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right. Counselor to camper ratio. Thank you, Vanessa. For Discovers, 3s, 4s, and 5s, that is a 1-to-6 ratio. A 1-to-6 ratio. That doesn't count director or if we have an assistant director. That's just straight counselor to kids, okay? And then for the older kids, that's 1-to-12, okay? Doesn't count director, assistant director if we have that person too as well, all right? And some camps, the kids will rotate to different counselors. We don't do it like that. we think it's more important for that one counselor to rotate with that group of kids at all times for that week. And as much as we can do it from week to week, we'll do it like that, but we can't always guarantee that, okay? And also, I don't kind of like that. I like to share the wealth. One counselor has a certain skill set and talents that benefit your child, and another counselor has another set of skill sets and talents that benefit your child in a much different and rewarding way too as well. So I wouldn't get hung up on that one though. All right. Okay. I'm going to give one more shot for any questions before I have to sit through awkward silence waiting on somebody who's not going to ask a question. And once again, please call us. Reach out to us. We love to talk camp. And please, 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 look, we provide camp for a little over 7,000 kids in the state of Texas during the summertime at 31 locations. And we've been running camp for 31 years. But that doesn't matter because we're brand new for you guys, okay? So it really helps us out when you spread the word. Use those referral links and let your friends know what we're all about. We look forward to making a difference in the life of your child this summer. We believe in the power of camp and are so excited to open up Camp Round Rock and to have a great summer. Noelle, anything you want to add to that before we close out?
I don't think so. Yeah, give us a call, send us an email if you have any questions or just want to talk through the schedule, any specifics. And we'll be out there this Friday at the carnival with our camp managers as well. So you can come by and meet us and chat camp. And we'll try to be at a couple other events too to get to actually meet everyone in person and start to get to know the campers that will be there. And we're really excited to be there and to meet all of you.
Appreciate y'all's time tonight.
Yeah, I have a question. Sorry, I might missed this before, but where exactly is the location of this camp?
Patsy Summer Elementary School on
Okay.
Avery Ranch Boulevard, Martin. Yeah.
So we're going to use this elementary school during the summer holiday for this
You
summer
got
camp.
it. They've reserved that elementary school for Kidventure for the summer for us to run camp there. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you bet, Martin. Great question, by the way.
And Mike, just for this year, or basis how successful this is at this location, you're going to decide if we continue the same location for the future years as well.
That's a great question. Some of our campsites we have run been there for 25 years. Our goal is to knock it out of the park and really do a great job for you guys and the district, and they'll want us to be there for 25 years like we are in a lot of other sites.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're in for the long haul. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you a funny story before I hang up. Okay. And I'm not going to try to give away my age. Okay. But I have a lot of counselors and directors now that started out as campers years ago when they were at Kidventure. And I think there's nothing more humbling, but makes me proud to see that the kids that were in their program when they're in 3 or 4 year old are leading others in that same sort of camp philosophy. So there you go. So thank you all very much. We appreciate it. Thanks for your time. I know you guys, it's valuable with kids. Good luck this evening. I hope they all fall asleep within 15 minutes and y'all have the rest of the evening to yourself. Okay. Thank you guys. Everybody have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.
Great. Bye.